Welcome to this video. In today's session, we're going to talk about the recruitment project. And this is the recruitment project run page. So where you see the candidates, you see their scores, and you see the recommendations made by the Telection platform. My name is Hans-Petter Ramstad, and I'm the founder of Telection. At the top of this page, you see an information frame, which talks a bit about the page itself, the logic and the flow. And there is also a link to this video itself. To the left, you have an overview of all the candidates that have applied for this project, and they are ranked according to their match score. So Alex has a score of 82.4 and has the highest score, and Tom has the lowest score with 39.2. So the list is always sorted according to high score to the lowest score, matching with the job in question. You can also see a coloring. To the left you see that there is a green color and an orange color, and if there was even lower scores down in the 35, 30 and 25 maybe, you will see a red score, also a red group. The green are the one high potential with a very good match with the job in question. The orange, they have some risk aspects that you need to look at, but they could be interesting candidates also. And the red ones, you should be cautious because there are multiple elements that do not match with the job in question. They might be good candidates, but they don't necessarily match with the context of the job in question. You select the candidate by just clicking on the card and the name, and then you see that their information about that candidate is displayed to the right. So let's go back to Alex, the high scoring candidate. At the top here, you can also close the candidate window and reopen it here. You can also do some filtering and just show the high potential, some risk or high risk. Or you can also have the possibility of starring the candidate, so you can sort according to that. So let's close the candidate list and just focus on the data and the algorithm and the scores. So at the top here you have the score. You can also star the candidate itself by setting the stars here. To the right you have some information, logistics information about email, contact, LinkedIn profile, etc. You have the pitch, because that was an activity for this candidate, or for this project rather. And below that you have the scoring of the 4 algorithms, the 4 functions that you use to score these candidates. So in this case we have selected organization culture, maturity, leadership and core skill as the algorithms or the areas we want to score the candidates against. So we have set up in the job profile, in the context, we have set up what kind of organization culture you have in the company. You tell the algorithm also at what maturity stage the company is in, if it's a chaos organization that just started, a startup, etc., or it's a thought leadership company with all processes defined, all documented, working on continuous improvement, etc. You have also input the leadership style that is used in the company, and the core skills needed for this given job. So you see that this candidate has a 100% match with organization culture and maturity, which is very good. Also have a relatively good match with leadership, and also a relatively good match with the core skills required for this company, or for this position rather. Below you have more information about the algorithms and how and what this tool or what this algorithm actually measures. If you want more details about the actual scoring of this candidate, you can just click on the plus to open it, and you see what is the target that you are measured against, or this candidate is measured against, and what kind of matching elements that are found on the candidate digital twin. And you can do that for all these 4 algorithms and see the same thing. Below that you have the digital twin of the candidate with a lot of data, so you can also fetch that, so you can see what kind of data the algorithms used in order to score this candidate. At the top, you have a summary with high values and low values across the different activities. And what I'm showing you now depends on activities that you've set up for the project. So there might be a CV analysis, there might be personality tests, fluid intelligence, cognitive. There are a lot of games. There are many things that you can choose from. In this case, it is a big 5 personality tests, and it's also a detailed personality test. So you see the overall score for the 5 main dimensions of a big 5 profile: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Below that, you get AI generated analysis of this profile. So I built in an AI assistant into the selection platform that are trained on the different models and the tests and games of selection, and we use that to analyze the different candidates. So in this case, it gives a summary. It lifts up the important aspects, the combinations across the different factors, negative and positives, how this impact this person's leadership, and how it impacts this person's team role. What kind of energy, what kind of skill sets, what kind of attitude this person brings into teamwork. Below that, you have the factors, overlying factors, and for each of these 5 factors, you have 6 facets. And here you have the details of each and every one of those. You can also look at the score here. So medium to low, you have the actual score, and this is a scale from 0 or from 1 to 100, where the mean is 50. So this is below, and you see here also a visual representation of that, and here also how far below or how far above the mean this person for this given facet is. And after that, you have a description of what a high mean or a low mean, and if this person is high or low, the one in question is underlined. You can also at any given time click on the icon on this line in order to open the selection assistant, the AI assistant, in order for it to give you a more detailed description of this specific main factor or facet. And then you can of course also add your own prompts against that. You can come back to this selection assistant towards the end of this video. Just going to scroll through the rest of these dimensions. Here you also see fluid crystallized intelligence. It might just be fluid, or it might just be crystallized. It depends on the activities again. And here are the absolute scores, and here below that it's mapped against something called Bloom's taxonomy, which is kind of a model which is giving a description of abstraction levels you are able to apply to your job or a school situation. So for example, the lowest, which is remember, is equivalent to the initial years at the school for a child when you are 5, 6, 7 years old. When you move towards the top, analyze its bachelor degree, evaluate its master, and create its PhD level. So I matched these fluid and crystallized into this kind of model just to also be comparing it with your education level. It's important to have a balance there to see if you got the effect out of your education, reading it out of these fluid and crystallized intelligence tests. For many of these tests, you also have this Ask AI, where you just take the results and you send it to the selection AI assistant for the assistant to come back with a summary and perspective on the uniqueness of this profile, so it can assist you in interpreting and assessing this person's profile. It's not always it comes back with a good answer, so you have to, if it doesn't respond, you just try it again. Cognitive flexibility is a test which is very powerful and which talks about or gives a picture of this person's ability to adapt to change, radical change or personal change. Here you see that the AI assistant came back with their interpretation and analysis of the intelligence that we just started some seconds ago. So back to the cognitive flexibility. Here you see a lot of charts on that, so it's a bit too much to walk into the details of that. But also here you can just ask the AI assistant to interpret the results and give you a summary of it and the uniqueness of this profile in question. Also, in this case, they have done some cages, which is a subset personality test focused on growth mindset. And it's also done some games, and you see that the score of the games down here usually have a score from 1 to 5 stars. Trail making, spatial pattern, true color, and then emotions. Emotions is a kind of a social intelligence game. True color is about cognitive flexibility, how to apply a second degree logic to a problem solution situation. Spatial pattern is about spatial intelligence, and trail making is about being able to focus on the main task and ignoring everything around it. Below that you have also the star scores itself from the games, and at the end some additional activities and results. So you have everything here, and here you see that the AI assistant came back with its analysis of the cognitive flexibility. Yeah, so it's present a mixed and yet insightful landscape, etc., etc. So you can read that as you do this yourself. Keep in mind that this type of sections, Ask AI, the analysis that the AI comes back with is not saved with the profile and has to be refreshed every time you open the given profile. Yeah, so we can go to the profile, the assistant itself, so you can open it and you can maximize it. And what I want to show you here now is that there are, if you press this prompt suggestions, the hamburger menu, you will get a list of predefined prompts that you can run against this profile. So from here you can upload the big five data, you can upload the intelligence data, cognitive flexibility, all the games, if you've done a CV analysis, etc. And then you can ask the AI assistant to combine all these tests and give a recommendation as to the career path and a learning plan or a growth trajectory for this candidate. And then at any given time, you can of course add your own prompts down in the prompt editor down here and press run to run that prompt. So you can start the dialogue in the same way as you do in ChatGPT. So let's get back to the top and we can open the candidate view on the side here. Some additional elements you can see up right. Here you can define the intervals which defines what kind of risk category the different candidates are in. So let's adjust that. Let's say that our risk candidates are not from 0 to 30, but 0 to, let's say, 41. And then you will see that the candidates now will adjust, and you see that Paul and Tom comes into the high risk category of candidates. You can also change the algorithms. In this case, we have core skills, leadership, maturity, and organization culture. You can add intelligence, for example, and apply that. And you can also, as you see on some of this, you can see that there are also weights associated with the different algorithms. So in this case, I've put extra weight on maturity, and because I mean that that's a very important aspect of it. And then we can just remove that intelligence again and then rerun the algorithms. So here we can mix and match, but be aware that some of the algorithms need specific data in order to calculate, so that it's not for all projects that you can select any given algorithm. It really depends on the activities and the data that you have collected for this given project. This is just a recalculate without any changes, and you can also add comments to the overall project. So if you are closing down the project, you can just give your summary of the process or whatever you would like to put on the project level. And you can also add comments on the candidate level if you want to do that. You can also download a copy of the profile for the candidate that you have selected here to a PDF file, which you can use or share with a candidate, or if you're a recruiter, you can share it with the customer, for example. Just towards the end now, and I'm gonna just show you that there are a number of actions that you can execute on the candidates list. What you typically do then is you can do a down selection, you can assign other tasks to the one or more of the candidates. For example, you can ask it to do another type of game or another type of test, etc., because you are not 100% sure about certain aspects of a given candidate. Or you can also send emails out to the candidates where you want to communicate about something, the progress of the project or something like that. For down selection, you select the ones you want to take into the shortlist. But you can also select more candidates with this group icon. And what that means that is they will get a rejection letter that they do not fit or are not shortlisted for the given job. But you will ask them if you could keep their data in the system for later or for other jobs. And then the last one will then just get a clear rejection letter. So you do your selection and start the down selection, and you get a summary here. And then you just fill out the rest of the form and press save, and then you have done the down selection. And you can down select until you end up with one candidate. You can also just delete one candidate, and then that will trigger an email out to the candidate that he has been taken off the list as not a suitable candidate for this job. I think that's more or less it. Yeah. So in summary, candidate list to the left, sorted according to their score, and put in groups of high potential, some risk, and high risk candidates. You click on the different candidates to get the overall scoring algorithms. You can see details, and you can fetch details at any given moment for the selected candidates and really dive into the details here. And at any given moment also, you can also open the assistant, and you can either bring data into the assistant by uploading it using this icon here, or you can just start prompting against it. So that's kind of a summary of this page and all its functionality. So thanks for listening, and good luck with using the platform. Thank you.